Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Let's Play Final Fantasy 14. I was about to say Heavensward, but what the hell? Yeah, it seems like I forgot what this one is called. Anyhow, let's see what Alphinaud can tell us. And well, I'm guessing we will move out very soon. What in the world has gotten into her? It is twice now that we have sought Ranger's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was one of grandfather's most dedicated pupils, and spent as much time at the Levier estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. Truth to be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later thought, little Alamigo awaits. Alright, so, I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me. It has been a long day. Did you have something to say? Uranger? Oh, I always struggle to understand what's going on in his head. Now more than ever. Listen, Geoffrey. If anything should happen, it should be me who... just know that I am prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters. Since we have no idea when Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence. So, to review, we are reliably informed that members of the Alamigan resistance operating here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals. Our task being to ascertain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the resistance movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces. Geoffrey, why don't you question the residents in the eastern half of town? Alice and I will do the same in the western, and afterwards we can rendezvous here to share our findings. Let me guess. Come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny it. No need to deny it, friend. You're not the first to answer the Griffin's call. While he's lit a fire in every Alamigan's heart, he's also inspired more than few Oldans to pledge themselves to the cause. A little wonder. The Gallians won't stop until we're all under the yoke. Interesting. I see you there. Going around asking questions looking for the Griffin and his lot, I'll bet. Seems they're the talk of little Alamigos these days. Folk wondering what he's about, what he's got in store for the Gallians, and what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got the face. What with the scars? Others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire, and that they'd seem a bloody legion if they knew he was here. Your guess is as good as mine. The Resistance? Damn, they find you. It's not as if I'd be any use to them. If you set store by all these tales of secret weapons, good luck to you. But I'm not. I'm too old for the masks, bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. I suppose I should ask what you learned, but I think I already know. This Griffin seems to be the leader of a newly formed faction within the Resistance. The masks. Yet, despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them. Only that they are the most aggressively militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Alamigan liberation is unrivaled. We can but hope their revolutionary fervor is never channeled in the direction of Primal. But I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments. We yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I would speak with the settlement's leader to confirm my suspicions, and mayhap enlist enlist his help while I'm about it. Given that you and Gun Gundobald are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead, shall we? Hello, old friend. Much as it pleases me to see you again, Geoffrey, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you are. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. The Griffin? Hey, I know him. As do we all. He and his masks have become a leading faction within the resistance. But there was suspicions. But there were suspicion at first, given his secretive ways. He quickly proved himself charamis- cha- charismatic, wow, and a capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he's accomplished. But I have not forgotten Wilred. I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the sunken temple of Quorn. Go and see him with your own eyes. Weigh his words with your own heart. How convenient. 'Tis but a pity Fankred is not here to join us. You two go on ahead. I shall stay behind and wait for him. All right. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight. They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us, and they have murdered us, but no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands! This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Alamigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more!
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
What are you two doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Well, well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
For it is not strength of arms that will win this battle, but strength of heart.
All right. Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. And you? But it was pretty obvious you and Joffrey would be fine. The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that, forgive me. What exactly have you two been doing all this time? Repaying a favor. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee Ul'dah, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right. They smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Alamigo. All at a great risk to themselves, obviously. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unknowable. So we offered to help them out with their operations for a while. When we learned of the science exoneration, that Lolorita had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves, and that General Raban had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact. But having long since discarded our link pearls as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters worse, to make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with the little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the masks are happy to let the refugees spread the words within the community, they are pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we are also, we also heard a rumor that Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. Did Griffin mistrust the science of the Seventh Dawn? Curious. It is well known that we are no friends to Golemold. One would think the man we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble rouser to boot. It would not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what to make of it all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks. What? It's not as if I'm making all of you wear one. And mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when we heard Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the man. For all the good it did. Now you have heard the whole of it. But tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? Summoning? You're not serious. I can't believe it. The resistance would never even entertain such a ridiculous plan. But Griffin, well, the man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence what he would or would not do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today was not the first to make a reference to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The masks have made many such claims of late. I confess I had assumed it to be mere bluster. But in the context of the shipments of which you spoke, it is not impossible that they are alluding to a primal. Whatever it is, we'll find out together. And if anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Indeed, that is assuming you'll have us? As if you have to ask. All right. If, as you suspect, Griffin is indeed plotting to summon a primal, we must needs obtain confirmation while there is yet time to act. To that end, I propose we question his double. Given his role as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I should not be surprised if he were one of the Griffin's closest associates. And while he may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he can probably tell us the mask's plan in broad strokes. Like the man whom he impersonates, however, he is wary of outsiders. He will not expose himself without a suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. You and the Alphinaud will pose as adventurers fallen on hard times, inspired by his words to take up arms for a noble cause. Ida and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements and testify as to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. With our enthusiastic assurances still ringing in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person, and we will arrange a meeting. You will need to look the part that we might maintain the charade until we have him cornered, at least here. This should be enough to purchase suitable garments from Tailbot and to have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for good measure. Any questions? It all seems simple enough, thank you. And with that, Geoffrey, let us be off. You want to buy what? I don't know what you're up to, but I want no part of it. Well, you're the one with the girl, and seeing as you're friends of Papalimo. There, tunic and slops for the both of you. Tailored and are treated to your tastes. Now off with you before someone sees us together. Clothes maketh the man, as they say. Right then, I will go and change and see you at the spot Papalima marked on our maps. Alright, equip this, equip that. And that looks better. Kinda wish I had different boots though. This way. Well, look at us. A pair of down at heel adventurers seeking a chance to recapture past glories. Yes, this should suffice. And now we play the waiting game.
My thanks, comrades. You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal. Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
Ah, the famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals. You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal. We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamegan liberation.
You've got to be joking. Have you gone completely mad? When people find out you helped the lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honourable heroes. It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Emulger?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god. Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Then let us be off. Are you perchance the Warrior of Light? Aye. I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave man can make a difference. You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago. On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
All right, and let's switch back to our normal stuff. Boromil, he said. Do you remember? Forgive me, you cannot be expected to recall every name and face. And besides, it's not as if it matters. I have long admired how you live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand and always keep moving forward. So let us keep moving forward together, Joffrey. We must find and secure those crystals. This is no time for looking back. Let's see if we got some useful food here. Not really. If we take the Griffin's double at his word, then the crystals are now somewhere within the Harak, ready to be put to use by the Amalja. We must apprise Alizé of all we have learned. I will join you both in Little Alamigo after I have changed. Well, I'm going to call it here. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please feel free to hit the like button. And if you're new here, first of all, welcome. And yeah, if you enjoy my content, then feel free to hit the subscribe button together with the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my content. I will be back again tomorrow, and until then, stay safe out there.